Well, look at this little handy little calculator if you are paying for childcare or actually even dependent care. If you have a loved one or something that you're in charge of, that they need help or something, and you're spending money on that, you get up to $8,000 grant from the IRS. And that's even if you don't pay taxes. So it doesn't matter. That's why you have to remember that even though they call it a tax credit, if you don't pay taxes, you still get the money. So don't worry about it. And it's really for children under 13. So you're paying for childcare there, or a dependent who is can't take care of themselves. And I know we have a lot of members that fit that category. And the income is crazy. I mean, it goes up to like 400 some $1,000, but you can get the full amount if you make $120,000 or less. So let's say that's if you have one child that you're paying for childcare, and you make $120,000, and let's say you pay $8,000 in childcare. Well, you get $4,000 grant back through the tax system. Now, last year you would have only got $600. So this is the Biden stuff, and it's only going to be this year for 2021. So when you file your taxes in January, you're going to get that $400, and if you forgot to play it, take advantage of it. You got it last year. Now let's go a little lower. So if not 120,000, let's say you make what? No, what do you want? Tell me, 40. Okay, 40,000. What does that look like? $40,000. Oh, I jumped here. Okay, there. 40,000. Okay, so you make $40,000. Well, let's say make $36,000, and it costs you $8,000 for childcare. You still get $40,000. So $4,000. So and that's all the way up to $120,000. Then after $120,000, it gets less, but you're still going to get thousands of dollars. Like here, if you go up to, let's say, $230,000. Now, what the hell are we giving people who pay $8,000? They're getting $1,600. Why are we doing that? I don't know. Somebody has a good lobby. Rich people all have a good lobby, so so it really goes all the way up. Let's see. Look at $400,000. Okay, let's say. Okay, so you're making $400,000. You have one child that costs you $8,000 in childcare, and that's cheap childcare. Oh, that thing's moving around a little bit on me. So 400,000. Okay, there it is. Okay, let's see what we get. You get $1,500. Okay, so if you have two, and what do you get? And you get $400,000. What do you got? And you spend 18,000. Well, let's say you double that. So now you're going to cost you have two children. So you got $16,000, and you get $3,000 if you're making $400,000 a year. But more importantly, most people I know don't make that. So let's say you're making $120,000. Okay, something like that. Okay, so what do you make there? Yeah, oh, I see. So I went over the 120,000 just a little bit. Come on, let's go. Why is it 70? That's amazing. Well, that's almost $8,000. No, but I see. How much child care you pay? I didn't put $16,000 in there. That's why. Okay. Okay. So we got that. Yeah, $8,000. Okay. So also, if you go down to 40,000, or let's say $20,000, you make them $20,000. You have two kids, daycare, and you're paying $16,000 in daycare. Wow, you got nothing to eat. So what do you get? You get $8,000. So that's why it's up to $8,000. Okay, how do you apply for this? Okay, that's here's a download. I'll put the link in the description and also the link of that little calculator. It gives you the basics. And it tells you where to go get free information. Don't pay an accountant to do this. You don't have to. This item here has all the sources of free help to get that. And also remember, if you're a caregiver, you could do this. So you're caring for a grandmother, or you're caring for your husband or wife, or maybe even a relative. Check to make sure that you may be able to do it for something like that too. Always check, because they never know. And then find free help. It's really, there's two places, 211.org, and you go there and they'll find free resources to get taxes for you done. And also findhelp.org. Go in there and put in your zip code and find free tax help. And then here is the IRS form. If you're so interested in this and just want to know all the little details, I know you sit there with those eye shades on and working out all the numbers. Man, that's a pain, isn't it? But if you want, I'll put that there so you know, because you want to look in the details, see if somebody is really eligible or not. But no matter what you read, call. And then you don't call one person and take their advice. No, you got to call a couple just to make sure. Okay. So that's it. $8,000 grant. And it starts in the first of the year. That's when you start applying. Okay. And so you apply through the tax form, and then they send you the grant just like they did. And this is the Child and Dependent Care Credit. Now, that's different from the Earned Income Child Tax Credit. See, that's a good one too. Okay. But this is different. You have a child tax credit just because you have a kid. And this one is for daycare. So this is a pay for care. You have one, you get a tax credit for a child, and you get a taxpayer to care for a child. So that's two tax benefits. And it's not tax, they're grants. They're grants that they're called they're refundable taxes. So that means you get the money whether you pay taxes or not. Okay. Most tax credits, you have to pay taxes and say you owe $10,000 in taxes, and they give you $8,000. That means you only have to pay $2,000. But in a refundable means if you owe $1,000 in taxes and you get a credit for $8,000, that means you don't pay the $1,000, and they give you an extra $7 in cash back. Okay, so that's a cash back tax credit. So don't worry if you don't think you pay enough taxes. It doesn't matter. You don't have to. Just file a form so you get the $8,000, and that's the important thing. And that's child care, child and dependent care, not child tax credit, child and dependent care credit. Okay, all the links will be in the description as below, or as above. As below, I'm above, you're below.